Okay, dreamer, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be checking the final dungeon, and that is the experience run. This is one of the toughest one, I would say, in the early stages when you do not have enough damage, because she is pretty tricky and you cannot really auto it. So the team I'll be using here is Karin and 3 DPSs, okay, Rachel, Shane and Miss Velvet. I don't have the legend Miss Velvet, so I'm using the greater Miss Velvet as a substitute. But it's fine, because as long as you have the gear, as I mentioned in all my other videos, you can do the dungeons well, okay? So just take note, she will normal attack and then she will cast the wing gust, okay, which flares out as a fan shape. After that, a few more attacks and she'll do whirlwind. You have to avoid whirlwind, otherwise you'll be knocked back and you'll be on the ground for a while. And if you're on the ground, she will use another skill, okay, because you are all the way in the outskirts of her area, she will kill you basically. So you have to always avoid the whirlwind because it is a very devastating move, and I think this is the main issue, especially for players who do not have adequate gear, okay, because they are not able to do enough damage to bring her down, and basically you just have to keep running in and out of her attack range. And if you can do that properly, I don't think you will have a big issue with that. And if you have sufficient damage, you can clear it very fast like I did. Okay, so basically this is the gear setup. You realize I have a co-set here, but just imagine it as a Miss Velvet, okay, because I use the same crit gear. So Shane with attack, Rachel with skill up, and Karin with skill cooldown. Karin is really here to heal your entire team in case you take any damage, because she will always target the furthest hero, okay, away from her. So this will tend to be the one at the back. Just now she used to target Miss Velvet, okay, now she'll be targeting Cosette. And I'm going to show you here that you can actually run this with a range dealer as well, but you just have to take note of some things, because the range dealer tends to be quite far out and usually out of her normal attack range. So she will cast a different skill that will tend to affect all the ranged heroes that are far out. Okay, even if you're Karin, you know, Karin also attacks from a range, so if she's too far out, she will also cast that skill. So wing gust first, usually just run to the back and you can continue doing damage. Whirlwind, please dodge it. Over here I'm controlling Karin. I make sure that I drag Karin all the way in so that all my heroes can go nearer to her. And you can see here that yeah, she was targeting Cosette, and yeah, my Cosette kills her very quickly, which is why I brought Cosette, because Cosette was one of my most built heroes. So it doesn't mean you have to restrict yourself to only 3 DPSs. Okay, it really depends on which hero you have built out more. All of them can be used, you just have to make sure that you run close to her. And the Masteries are all more attack oriented, because I'm using more DPS for this particular dungeon. So the earlier Mastery was to boost DPS damage and also single target damage, of course. Okay, so that's why I have a separate Mastery set for Experience Dungeon. For potentials, Rachel is not really built in attack, okay, mainly on HP defense. If you want, you can go more attack for her. I think Rachel is a great hero to have all 3 pretty balanced, okay. And then for Shane, more on attack. Miss Velvet has nothing, of course, and you can use Ming as well. I've also used Ming before. My Cosette is mainly built on attack as well, and my Karin is mainly on HP and defense. So I decided to try another round with subpar gear. I'm gonna give my Shane trash gear, okay, with crit set, and my Rachel will also be given trash gear attack set, okay. My Rudy and my Karin will both have pretty decent gear respectively for their purposes. Okay, so you can also run this with a tank and a healer, okay, if you feel that you are taking too much damage, but just keep in mind that there is a time limit for the dungeon. So if you are already not doing enough damage with 3 DPSs, I don't think you'll be doing any more damage with 2 DPSs, okay? So if you are just not doing enough damage, then you may have to wait it out and build your weapons so that you can do sufficient damage within that period of time. But as you can see here, you see this outer circle thing, that's because Karin was too far out, so that's why you have to drag her in closer. And with Whirlwind, you need to drag everyone out for sure, okay? Because if you don't drag Karin in when she uses the other outer circle attack, she will stun your Karin, like knock her back. and I think she will die. This was one of the toughest dungeons I have had issues with for a pretty long time, okay, because I just didn't have enough damage because of as you see, my main dealer is Cosat and I've been stuck with the idea that I need to use DPS units for this particular dungeon, which, you know, is not exactly true. You can also use ranged dealers, but you just have to keep a watch on their distance. But once you get the hang of the Harpy's attacks, I think it's not too difficult. It's just that she could potentially deal a lot of damage to you if your defenses are not good enough. So that is why I also do, you know, I'm suggesting this team in case you feel that you need a link unit so that you can, you know, so that you can survive basically without too much issue. Maybe you have the damage, okay, but you just need survivability, then this team could potentially work for you. Yeah, and even with not so great gear, it is still doable. Okay, my Shane and my Rachel, you know, they don't really have much attack potentials involved, and yeah, my Shane just got killed there. Right, because I was kind of greedy. I thought I could kill her before she uses her wing gas. So these are things that you need to just keep in mind. Just always avoid her attacks at all costs, okay? So I hope this video helped, and if it did, do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Big shout out to my channel members Christopher, Tom, Gonzalo, Jeremy, Yamaki, Bilal, Fahas and Reggie for their support. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much. See you!